Tonight, you all have a front row seat at the greatest culinary event of the year. This is the showdown America has been waiting for. This is the MasterChef Junior finale. The search began with tens of thousands of talented young home cooks from all across this great country. After an intense battle for a coveted MasterChef white apron,
thank you,
only the very best were left standing. This year, the challenges were more difficult than ever before.
Put some elbow grease into it.
They survived intense team challenges.
75 guests.
Are we mad?
No, we're nothing, guys.
Our VIP guests are arriving.
Hurry!
This is the hardest shift
Daddy's raw egg
you will ever work as a chef.
At times, it got messy in the MasterChef kitchen. Come on, Joe! And along the way, said hello to some fresh and familiar faces.
What? What are you looking at?
It's burning. One, two.
Through it all,
Hurry!
these tiny but mighty cooks conquered everything we threw at them.
I don't think that I can really criticize this dish at all. Perfection.
It's quite groundbreaking. Great job.
Thank you, Chef.
It's divine.
Thank you, Chef.
Every single challenge,
Faster.
every single obstacle has all come down to this. 3 young home cooks remain standing in the world's biggest culinary competition, but only one will take it all, the trophy and $100,000. Only one will become America's MasterChef Junior.
Our first finalist tonight is 9-year-old Benny.
I consider myself as a unique girl. The punky Chicago girl.
Little Benny impressed the judges with her giant skills in the kitchen right from the start.
The thought that a 9-year-old came up with this dish is incredibly impressive.
Her palate is diverse, conquering every challenge we throw her way.
You have definitely stamped your authority on this competition.
Benny has been in the top during more challenges than any other competitor.
This girl is one to watch. Benny.
The dish of the night, congratulations. Benny.
Rounding out a Midwestern top 3, Benny.
Beautiful.
But this Chicago girl's speciality is elevating Midwestern comfort food into sophisticated dishes. This is the Picasso of your dishes. It's kind of a masterpiece.
Thank you. I don't care about my birthday parties anymore. I don't care about my presents at Christmas anymore. This is the present of the lifetime. I've been in the top a lot, but I've never won a challenge, and this is the challenge I have to win. I could change my entire life tonight. It's now or never.
The first obstacle that stands in Benny's way is 11-year-old Kwani.
Kwani, are you crazy? Cupcakes for Christina Tosi? Seriously?
Yeah, I'm crazy.
Kwani has an unmatched passion for baking.
You're 11 years of age and you sound like a 33-year-old pastry chef.
And enjoys creating beautiful and delicious sweet treats.
Yes.
You handle that piping bag like a ninja warrior.
This kid from Georgia may not have started out with as much experience as some of his fellow competitors.
You're a prolific baker, but I want to see you cook meat or fish, because that's going to convince me that you can get to the very, very top.
But he put everything he had into becoming the one to watch. Seasoning-wise, incredibly impressive. And turns himself
You guys got this?
into a culinary force to be reckoned with.
You can bake, you can cook. You're the real deal, aren't you?
Yes, Chef. I came into this competition with a cupcake, but I want to show that I can finish strong by cooking savory just as good as I do baking. I'm going to win this thing and start my baking empire.
Completing the lineup tonight is our youngest competitor ever in the MasterChef Junior finale, 8-year-old Avery. What have you got they haven't?
I have flair, I have style, and I have Texas.
From day one, young Avery has had a strong voice in the kitchen.
2 more eggs going out! Look at us up! We can't serve that. Throw it away.
She may be tiny, but she cooks with big flavors.
It's to die for. I am beyond impressed.
Always staying true to her hometown roots. Whoa. A Texas gunpowder sauce.
Yes, Chef.
This sweet and sassy Texas girl has blown us away week after week.
You were able to create something that was smart, delicious, and beautiful. I'm speechless right now.
I think you've been the most talented 8-year-old we've ever had in the history of this competition.
I have proven that age does not matter in this kitchen. I am unstoppable, and tonight is the night I make history by being the youngest ever contestant to win.
Amazing.
Congratulations, Avery, Kwani, Benny, on making it here to the MasterChef Junior finale. Now, to get here, you had to prove yourselves week after week and outcook some of the best young culinary opponents we have ever seen in this kitchen. They also have become your great friends, and now they've returned to this kitchen to cheer you on.
Also, here tonight to cheer you on are your family and friends. Benny, you have your dad Mark, your mum Erin, your brother Isaac, and your uncle Mike. Mum Erin, you look very nervous up there.
Yep.
How does it feel to witness this? It's one of the most important 60 minutes across Benny's life.
It's amazing. I can't believe we've gone from the past year of watching the show in our basement to having her here. She's a shining star. I'm so excited.
Thank you for letting me do this. I love you guys.
Oh, we love you.
You too. We love you too.
Kwani, you have your mom, Rebecca, your stepdad, Charles, your grandmother, Barbara, and your aunt, Christine. So, Mom, Rebecca, how do you feel at this moment looking down at young Kwani and his Chef White's getting ready to prepare the meal of his life?
I'm just overfilled with pride and excitement. I'm so happy for him. He's worked so hard to get to this point.
Are you a partner in his cupcake business as well?
Well, I help, but I don't get a cut.
You're gonna have to work on that.
And Avery, you have your dad, Jeremy, your mom, Christina, your sister, Addison, and your grandma, Carla. Christina, we have come to know her as quite a natural in the kitchen, but I'm curious if you remember the moment back at home in Texas when 8-year-old Avery first showed that knack that you need to be this talented.
She's been following me around the kitchen since she was 4 years old, wanting to help and trying to get her fingers in everything. So I finally just gave up and said, go for it.
The resistance was futile at that point.
You are the last 3 home cooks standing in the world's biggest culinary competition. But only one of you can be crowned America's next MasterChef Junior.
For your grand finale, we want each of you to show us exactly how much you've learned here in this kitchen. And we want to see that through a flawless 3-course dinner. The best 3 courses of your entire young lives.
You'll each have 10 minutes shopping in the pantry. Are you 3 ready?
Yes! Yes!
Your time in the pantry starts now.
Let's do this, guys.
Faster. I've seen every finale of MasterChef and MasterChef Junior, and tonight is the biggest one ever. Radishes. Avery's tiny, but she's the toughest out of everyone. There it is, Brada. She is more talented, more powerful, more creative, so I really want Avery to win tonight.
Okay, baking. My money's on Kwani because I know he'll ace the dessert. Sprinkles. So if he knocks the appetizer or the entree out of the park, he can easily steal the win from both the ladies. Apples. I need a lot of apples. I am really rooting for Benny because she's from Chicago. I'm from Chicago. Cavalos. She's a really talented chef. She's been in the top more than anyone, and I know she works really well under pressure, so I think she's definitely going to win it tonight.
It's now time to put together the most show-stopping 3-course dinner of your lives. First up, your appetizer course. Benny, what will you be making
I'm gonna make corn bellini with smoked salmon, herb creme fraiche, pickled radishes, and salmon roe.
Wow.
Sounds very intriguing. And Kwani, what about you? What will you be making?
For my appetizer, I am making a grilled spot prawns with crispy grit cake, fried green tomato, a spicy tomato sauce, and a crab chow chow.
Wow.
Amazing.
Sounds very southern. Avery, what are you dreaming up for this appetizer?
Tonight for my appetizer, I will be making a grilled lobster with an avocado crema, salsa de Tejas, and a blue corn crisp.
All right, Miss Texas.
Now, the three of you have 60 minutes to execute those incredible appetizers. Are you ready?
Yes! Yes!
Your 60 minutes start now. Go. This is it. Tonight is Masterchef Junior history. We have 3 incredible young home cooks in the finale, but only one will take it all. This is going to be the most exciting finale in the history of Masterchef Junior. You can do this.
Let's go, let's go.
Come on.
This is it. The finale that all of America has been waiting for.
Come on, guys! You got this!
These 3 were the most talented throughout the competition. They showed the most growth, and I am so proud of all 3 of them. I can't wait to see what they have. Yeah, Avery!
Let's talk about the dishes. Avery's appetizer. Come on, grilled spiny lobster. How many 8-year-olds do you know across this country will be grilling lobster tonight?
Lobster, as you know, on the grill is the most difficult way to cook it. You could boil it, you could poach it, there's a little bit room for error. If you cook the lobster wrong on the grill, it's like eating a mouthful of rubber bands.
Kwani's starting off with an upscale take on shrimp and grits, that southern classic dish.
Smart.
In place of shrimp, he's taking a beautiful spot prawn.
Wow.
And grilling that. He's putting that on a bed of white polenta that he's grilling, a fried green tomato. It's
love
an
it.
elegant pop
Love it.
to an appetizer.
Yep.
But again, grilled prawns are very, very tricky, just like the lobster. You
Yes.
can overcook them and they'll be mealy and mushy and disgusting.
My band! Now, Benny's cured salmon. She's not only curing salmon, she's smoking it. And then she's doing like a corn bellini. But it takes 3 days to smoke salmon in Scotland.
Thank
3
you.
days.
Will she be
No.
able to execute it, guys?
on.
That's my only concern with Penny. She's taking such a massive risk.
Oh, yeah! Look at that! Smoke it! Woo!
46 minutes remaining, guys. Come on.
Come on, guys, you gotta move. Come on.
Speed up, guys.
Keep at it. Come on. Yeah, Avery. Woo!
Young lady, tell me about the dish.
I am making a grilled Gulf lobster
Wow.
with an avocado crema and salsa de Tejas
Now, what's in the fry over there?
chips.
Chips.
Yep.
Now, this is a tricky appetizer to nail. Spiny lobster. What are you most worried about?
Probably have to cook on the lobster.
And you're going to blanch it first, right?
I'm boiling it and then I'm gonna grill it.
It's a very decadent, expensive
Yes.
appetizer. You're trying to win over the judges with the flashiest ingredients.
Well, maybe just a little bit.
Are you trying to manipulate me?
No,
No?
maybe.
I have 3 daughters. They're always trying to manipulate me. Have you seen that up there? What's that at the top there?
That's a trophy, and I'm gonna get it.
How many times would you clean that trophy a week?
I'm not really the cleaning type,
Uh-oh.
but I
Good luck, young lady.
thank
Well
you.
done.
You got this, guys. Awesome.
All right, guys, 30 minutes to go. You're halfway there.
let's go.
Come on.
Keep it up. Yeah. Woo. Come on, Benji, you can do this.
Benny, so you're going to cure and smoke salmon in 1
Yes.
hour's time? Who put this insanity in your brain? How are you going to do that?
Well, we always eat smoked salmon back at home. It's kind of a thing of my family.
But in an hour?
Yes.
So what's the technique? How are you going to cure and smoke? You have sugar and salt on it?
Yes, I do. I have black and pink peppercorns on it, salt, and sugar.
Tell me again very clearly, Benny, what is the
So
dish?
it's corn bellinis with cured smoked salmon.
Bellinis are a lot of things for different people. These are savory buckwheat pancakes.
Yes, but they're corn.
With
yeah.
cornmeal, then.
Actually, I'm using corn and I mixed it.
Real fresh corn?
Yes,
Wow.
I did. Just to get a little crunchiness to the bellini.
You've given yourself a very difficult appetizer to put together. If the smoke doesn't impede that curing salmon, might mean that your dish falls short.
I know, but I think that if you have confidence and courage in yourself, that nothing can stop you.
I agree.
I love that attitude, Benny.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
15 minutes remaining.
You can do this, Kwani!
Right, young man, how you feeling?
Good.
Tell me about this dish. How are you going to cook those spot prawns?
I'm gonna grill the spot prawns.
Be careful. 5 seconds overcooked and they're like rubber.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about the tomatoes. What are you doing with the green tomatoes?
The tomatoes and...
Tomatoes. Speak English.
The tomatoes?
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes!
Come on.
I'm frying them
Right.
in cornmeal.
Tell me how you're going to layer this up. What's on the bottom? Tell me about that chow chow.
The chow chow is a crab chow chow with pickled vegetables, and here they are right there.
And what kind of vegetables you got in there?
Peppers, corn, and baby green tomatoes.
Are you organised?
Yes, chef.
You in the game?
Yes, chef.
Good luck.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
We're down to the last 10 minutes. Come on, guys. Keep it going.
Come on, guys.
Let's go.
Keep it on, everyone.
Come on.
This is it. Come on.
Sounds like something's burning. Oh, God. Okay. Fire.
Oh,
Avery's lobster on fire.
Oh no. Everyone knows how hard it is to grill lobster, and Avery's lobster's on fire.
God.
I know color equals flavor, but this could go from awesome to awful in a heartbeat.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Okay. Fire.
Avery's lobster on fire.
Oh, my God.
where's your cloth, please? Give me a towel.
Yeah.
Do you have a towel? Where's the towel? Quick. There we go. Okay. There we go. Don't worry, it's only a little bit of water, and they're not
Okay.
overcooked. So they're all fine, okay?
Okay.
How long have they been in there?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, so they
Yeah.
still need a touch more cooking, okay?
Okay. I haven't
Okay.
cooked them on that side yet, so.
Right, good girl.
Low heat.
Low heat. Good girl. Well done.
It's funny, she's unflappable. Even as 18-inch flames engulf her pan, she doesn't even wince.
Okay. Phew. My lobster is a little bit charred. I'm a little bit nervous about the cook on it. But I have to stay calm, I have to stay cool, I have to stay collected, and I have to stay confident. Winner!
You got this, girl. You have 5 minutes left in your appetizer course. Keep at it. Come on.
They are poised. Slight issue with Avery's lobster. Unfortunately, a little bit too much oil in the pan. Water came out the inside of the lobster. Should have drained them a little bit longer first, let them steam in that shell, and then grill them at the last minute.
You don't think that bit of flame might have added some flavor to those lobster tails?
It depends.
It could have added flavor, but did she control it enough so that we're not tasting smoky lobster and nothing?
Burnt oil.
Yeah.
We are down to 2.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Benny! Yay, 20! Yeah, Avery! Woo!
Wow, amazing. 3 incredibly diverse dishes.
How's Kwani's dish?
He's got a complicated dish going on there. You're concerned about the grits. Are they cooked out enough?
Tomatoes have to be crispy.
And this spot prawn flavor.
Hold on. The
cooked.
chow chow underneath. Just wait to taste those pickled vegetables.
Benny, no doubt, the most sophisticated dish of the evening, but we're just not sure if in an hour the smoke will have really the kind of impact on that salmon that it needs to have.
For me, Avery looks the most poised, the most in control. An 8-year-old plating like that. Seriously? 30 seconds to go. Come on, Kwani. Come on, Avery. Come on, Benny. You've got this. Come on. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Hands in the air. Well done.
Great job. Group hug.
Amazing.
Home cooks, please walk around to the front and bring us your dishes.
So, Avery, are you happy with how your appetizer turned out?
I'm very happy with how my appetizer came out. I think it looks beautiful, and I think it tastes even better.
So, the 1 hour went exactly according to your plan.
Yep. Except for the fire. That was not according to plan.
Now it's time for the most critical part of the evening. We need to taste those delicious-looking appetizers. Very carefully, bring those dishes and follow us into the restaurant.
Appetizer round is super important because I don't want to knock the judges' socks off right away. I thought when this appetizer round, I can get one hand on that trophy. Fingers crossed.
Let's start with Avery. Thank you.
Thank you.
Avery, please describe your appetizer.
Tonight, I have made for you a grilled Gulf of Mexico lobster with an avocado crema, salsa de tejas, and a blue corn crisp.
Now, I couldn't help but notice while you were grilling this lobster that there was a little too much oil in your grill pan and some flames caught up. Are you at all concerned that there will be a bitterness or a smokiness that throws the rest of your seemingly beautiful dish off balance?
I think that they all have an equal cook on them because the fire was only on for about, I'd say 30 seconds, and that really doesn't affect the cook time of a lobster.
I will say personally, just knowing what's at stake tonight, I'm a little worried.
Now, inside, this lobster should be beautifully cooked, slightly opaque in the center, and not bright white. Let's have a look. Avery. It's... Avery, inside, this lobster should be slightly opaque in the center and not bright white. Let's have a look. Avery. It's beautifully cooked. You've taken it down a Mexican route.
Yes, chef.
Why?
Well, I'm from Texas, so we're right on the border of Mexico. So I wanted to grill the lobster so it has that smoking Mexican flair, but also the fresh salsa and crema. They give it that nice brightness to the dish.
I love that kind of acidity behind the salsa. I can't taste the grilling of the lobster because you've actually grilled the shell.
Okay.
You can slice the tail in half and then grill the lobster flesh side down so it gets that flavor.
Okay.
But for me, the actual cooking the lobster is beautifully done. And I'm going to remind myself, yet again, you're only 8 years of age. I'm impressed. Great job.
Avery, I think the brightness, the enthusiasm that you brought to the dish with the chive blossoms, with the jalapeno rings, it's quite lovely.
Thank you.
The one thing that I will say, I probably, after eating the rest of this lobster tail, would still have half the tomatoes on my dish.
Okay.
I think perhaps you overdress the dish with tomatoes. You want the dish to be beautiful, but you also need it to make sense as the diner eats the entire dish.
The plating of this dish is really interesting and very contemporary. It's done in kind of like a Art Nouveau style. Are you more of an impressionist or modernist in your aesthetic and your art tastes?
Middle?
Little of both.
Yeah.
Wow. The reason this dish is so good and so sensibly made because the cook on the lobster is perfect. It's
Thank you.
crispy, it's firm, but delicate, buttery, everything you want in the richness of lobster. But then the magic is here, the tomato salad with the onions and the jalapenos and the acidity that you put into it is a complete contrast to the richness of the lobster. So it's like a yin and yang on your palate, challenging you to want more, to eat more, which is what great dishes do. Good job, Avery.
Thank you.
Good job, Avery.
Kwani, please present your appetizer. Thank you.
Everyone knows that I can bake really well, but I'm not going to win the MasterChef trophy.
Thank you.
If I don't prove to the judges that I can cook way better savory food than Denny and Avery.
Kwani, describe the dish, please.
I have made for you a spot prawn with a crispy grit cake, a fried green tomato, spicy tomato sauce, and a crab chow chow.
Visually, it looks great.
Thank you, chef.
It's the exact way to serve a spot prawn whole. I'm so glad you kept that head on.
Yes, chef.
So the idea is to twist the tail, pull that out. Now, that is what I'm looking for, that beautiful color on the prawn. Why grill them?
I grilled them for the flavor. I was thinking about frying them at first, but then I thought I can't have too much crispy stuff on there. I already have my grits. I already have my fried green tomatoes. So I thought, how about I grill the shrimp?
Wow. I'm transported immediately down south. I feel like I'm sat on your mum and dad's porch, eating a very fancy shrimp and grits. Love the crunch, love the texture, but just the sweetness of those Santa Barbara prawns is mind-blowing. Good job.
Thank you, chef.
What I really love about this dish is that you've been really thoughtful about the components. From that spicy tomato sauce at the bottom, to the fried green tomato, to that crab and pepper chow chow, which I think is like brilliant on so many levels. It celebrates where you're from. It's showcased in an elegant way. There's a sweet heat to the combination of the tomatoes and the peppers, which I really love. I think my concern with my spot prawn, looking at Gordon's, he's got a beautifully cooked spot prawn, and mine is just a little undercooked. But that's to say that it's probably this close from perfect, and sir, that in and of itself is an achievement in the finale.
Thank you, chef.
Kwani, you know what the difference is between a cook and a chef?
One's better than the other?
The main distinguishing factor is that a chef has a narrative in the food they create. When you have a narrative, your food tells your story. And I think the most interesting thing about this dish is that it truly is a narrative with an opinion about you, where you come from, and probably in a lot of ways that you don't even realize what you think about food. The grits are rich, crispy, perfectly seasoned. The fried green tomato, spot on. Tomato nice and raw, bitter, almost sour, with the richness of the fried, crispy coating. My spot prawns were perfectly cooked. Good job, Connie.
Thank you, chef. I'm Joe.
Good job.
Good job, Bonnie.
Benny, please. Present your appetizers, thank you.
Visually, my appetizer looks stunning. I'm just a little worried about that smoked salmon.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that it's smoked enough, seasoned enough, and cured enough.
Benny, please, describe your appetizer.
So in front of you, you have cured smoked salmon with corn bellini, pickled radishes, lemon herb creme fraiche, and mini radishes.
You cured the salmon, you smoked the salmon, and then you put salmon caviar on top of the salmon.
Yes, I did.
More salt, why?
Because salmon roe is technically salmon eggs, so I thought they would kind of go well together.
Cutting into this salmon needs to be cured and smoked and seasoned perfectly. Undercured, it's oily. Over-smoked, and it's like a mouthful of tobacco. If you didn't wash off sufficient salt at the beginning whilst curing it, and you added salty caviar to it, you've completely screwed the dish.
Yes.
Benny,
Yes, chef.
Benny, this salmon needs to be cured and smoked and seasoned perfectly. Benny,
Yes, chef.
it is incredible.
Thank you.
You've got the balance right, the seasoning, the pickling of those vegetables just cuts through the richness of that salmon. The actual combination of the acidity and the smokiness is delicious.
Thank you.
But the one thing that I would never do is that some of the radishes are pickled beautifully, and you've got these raw radishes just sliced in half. It's an unwanted crunch. Everything on this plate works, bar this little radish.
Okay.
Exceptional. Good job.
Thank you.
I think the colors of your dish are incredible.
Thank you.
This corn blini provides such a beautiful lightness. I think that pop of flavor matches very well with that beautiful salmon roe that you chose to put on top. You get these two big bursts of flavor in your mouth. I think it's a stunning appetizer that very much is you on a plate.
Thank you.
Yeah, Benny, as a 9-year-old cook, I have to say that this dish is spot-on restaurant quality dish that I could easily sell at any restaurant in this country tonight.
Thank you.
The knife skills are so apparent in the unctuous, oily nature of the salmon. That's someone who really knew how to cut salmon like a sushi
Thank
chef.
you.
I agree with the radishes. It seemed like some rogue sous chef who wanted to sabotage you threw raw radishes on your dish before it left the kitchen.
Yes.
But excellent dish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I was so scared.
Benny, Kwani, Avery, let me just tell you, 3 of the most outstanding appetizers we've ever witnessed in this competition. Now, all 3 of you get back in to that incredible kitchen and get set up for your entrees. Thank you. Wow, what a start. I mean, talk about all 3 coming out the gate sharp.
Yeah.
So Benny gave us a classic corn bellini with smoked and cured salmon.
To smoke salmon like that across 60 minutes, cure it, incredible.
I think the dish fires on all cylinders, but the only defect being the raw radishes almost ruined it, quite frankly.
Avery gave us a grilled lobster tail with a salsa de tejas and an avocado crema. I thought it was high-end, but for me, she missed a few marks. Too many tomatoes on the dish.
It's quite mind-blowing to see the technique in which she did with that lobster. Let's get that right.
Absolutely.
Now, Kwani tonight gave us a modern take on a shrimp and grits, but elevated to sort of restaurant quality. Amazingly cooked those Santa Barbara spot prawns.
My spot prawn was
Raw.
cooked beautifully on one end and then raw on the other end.
Green tomatoes, polenta. Come on, the cheapest ingredients anywhere. You know, you've got to commend him for that.
There are 2 more courses to go. It's still any home cook's title to win.
Wow. All 3 of you, incredible job on those amazing appetizers. We cannot wait to see what's next.
It is now time for the main course. Your entree. Each of you will have just 60 minutes to make us 3 plates of your show-stopping entrees. You need to give this everything you've got.
Right, are we ready?
Yeah, sure!
Your 60 minutes
Good luck.
starts now. Let's go. Wow.
I mean, guys, we're staring down the barrel of the entree course. Where do we go from those appetizers?
I think that we're going to need to see much more cooking technique now.
Yes.
In the entrees, you have real high-end culinary skills. Grilling, getting meat temperatures correct, frying techniques. Much more of a cooking game here in the entree portion.
For my entree, I'm going to be making a seared ribeye cap with wilted mustard greens, glazed pearl onions, a bone marrow compound butter, and a chimichurri sauce. I want to show the judges that I can cook any protein. So now this rib cap in my entree round has to be nailed down to the ground. Amazing.
If Avery pulls this rib cap off, it's a showstopper.
Go, Bear! Benny!
For my entree, I'm making grilled veal chop with braised cabbage, beaten potato fondant, and a mustard cream sauce. I'm going big right now because a veal chop is not like a steak that you can cook all different kinds of temperatures. It's either right or it's wrong.
If you can cook and grill a veal chop properly and render the veal fat, it can be one of the most delicious things you could ever put on a plate. She's playing a big, big game with this veal chop.
For my entree, I am making duck fat fried catfish with braised greens, pickled okra, and a corn puree. Making catfish is a gutsy move in the finale. Some people would say it's hard to elevate, so I'm gonna over-elevate it.
You know, I hear catfish and I'm running for the door. It's a fish that I don't like. It tastes like the bottom of a river. He's got to really do something spectacular with the breading or the frying of that catfish to make it happen.
10 minutes gone, you think. Let's go, keep it going.
Miss Avery.
Hello.
Texas steak today. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
So talk me through the other elements of your dish.
I'm gonna caramelize my onions, wilt my greens with some chicken stock, make a chimichurri sauce, and then for the bone marrow butter, I just whip butter and I melted down some bone marrow right there.
Ooh.
Nice. Now, you're an 8-year-old girl, and you're giving us rib cap, the epitome of big boy Texas food. It's a macho dish.
Macho?
Yeah, this is manly macho food, kid. I'm gonna give you a news flash.
What's up?
You picked one of the hardest cuts of steak to cook. It's not like a strip or a porterhouse or a filet. You have all this intermuscular fat here,
Yes.
so you have to render it, because if not, it's gonna be very sinewy and chewy. The margin of error is massive, Avery. Do you understand that?
I just want to impress you guys.
The stakes are high, Avery. Good luck.
Thank you.
Good job, Avery.
Home cook, 30 minutes down, 30 minutes to go in your entrees. Let's go!
Right, young man.
Hello.
Now, why catfish in the finale? Why not sea bass or lobster or branzino?
I wanted to step it up and do a southern fish that tastes really good. And my twist is to fry it in duck fat.
Why are you cooking with duck fat?
Fat equals flavor.
I love that. You're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. Now, what are you serving with it?
I'm serving a corn puree,
Right.
spicy mixed greens with bacon in it, and pickled okra.
That sounds amazing. Now, young man, you've got 20 minutes to get your hands one step closer to that incredible trophy. Good luck.
Thank
Excellent.
you.
Wow, incredible. Wow, the smells are phenomenal. So here's the breaking news. Kwani is making duck-fried catfish. Have you ever tasted catfish in duck oil?
Never. It's not something that is normally done. Duck fat has a super high boiling point. You should have gone with a traditional frying oil.
But then it would just been boring, Joe. He wants to celebrate the spirit of the
At
South.
the cost of losing the competition?
Exactly.
Oh, it's a lot of oil.
His pants burning. He needs to watch them.
That poor duck fat looks like it's gonna catch on fire.
I'm looking at Kwani's station, and there's like a huge billow of smoke coming up from his pan. He's burning this duck fat. He can't cook his fish, and it'll taste horrible.
When you have any kind of fat and it's smoking, it's burning.
Catfish is not one of those glorious proteins, so he needs to make sure that every flavor is perfect.
Anything goes in there.
He's gonna burn it in
He's
1
gonna
second.
burn it.
This finale is going to change somebody's life, so this is not the time to have a bad day in the kitchen. Everything counts.
How does he not see this duck fat?
This is gonna be a big problem.
Kwani's poor duck fat looks like it's gonna catch on fire.
His pants burning. He needs to watch them.
When you have any kind of fat and it's smoking, it's burning.
How does he not see this duck fat?
This is gonna be a big problem.
We are down to the last 10 minutes. Come on, guys, keep it going. Let's go.
All right, Kwani.
All right, what are you doing? You're burning some oil?
Smoking burnt fat equals smoking
Disgusting.
burnt flavor, right?
Let me show you a trick, Kwani. You take a little bit of whatever you're gonna fry and you throw it in. What happens when it's so hot, you put it in, it's gonna burn it without cooking it. It's brown in 2 seconds.
It's too hot.
Use your brain.
Okay.
It's all on you.
Kwani, keep your eye on that.
Yes, chef.
Got this, Kwani. Stay focused.
Young home cooks, this is it. Your entree. This could make or break your dreams.
Yeah, Benny. Awesome. Killing it.
Hey, Benny, how's it going?
Tell us about your entree.
Hola. You're making some fire.
Yes, I am. I'm making a veal chop with a mustard sauce, sauerkraut, and potato and beet fondant.
Wow. So potato and beet fondant, you've got to leave it in that liquid as long as possible because it needs to be
Yes.
soft and it needs to be luxurious and it can't
Yes.
be rushed. Now, have you ever cooked veal chop before?
No, I haven't.
You never cooked veal chop?
No, I haven't.
Girlfriend, what are you doing if
I'm
you've
taking
never...
a risk. That's the whole point of this competition.
But listen, it needs to be glistening, crisp on the outside, and it's also really important to render the veal fat. Make it nice and caramelized, get good color on it. It could really, really be one of the most delicious things you could put on a plate. But you've got to cook it right.
Benny, good luck. Thank you.
Good luck.
Go, Benny!
Guys, 6 minutes remaining. Come on.
Time to oven bake.
Your chance to get in front of your competition happens right now.
Oven open!
Wow. I mean, these guys have really set themselves up for success, but the jeopardy is extraordinary. So Benny, she's never cooked veal chop before.
Bone-in veal chop is one of the most difficult cuts to meat to cook in a restaurant because your tendency is to overcook the outside and leave the part by the bone completely rare. How will she be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's not showing off with the ingredients. She's showing off with the technique.
Yeah, Benny! That was great,
That's
Benny!
awesome, guys. Come on, Kwani.
Now, Kwani's fried catfish is a beautiful homage to the South, but would you choose catfish as your
Honestly?
entree?
No, not for finale.
Exactly.
However, he's cooking it in a way that you've never tasted before. I have to commend him on that. Imagine if he can make that rustic, unwanted catfish into something incredible. Come on.
Oven open!
Now, here's the big issue tonight. Avery's rib caps have just come out of the oven and they're swimming in fat.
She didn't put them on a rack?
No, no rag.
If you don't get them out of the fat, they're going to overcook. They're basically poaching right now in their own
exactly
fat
what
and
they're doing.
water, and that's a problem.
I think Avery's are maybe overdone. Oh my gosh, my collar is gonna fall down. There's so much pressure. This is the finale. You have to have high, sophisticated dishes that are perfectly cooked.
It needs to be medium rare. Anything over is a disaster.
It all comes down to those tiny, tiny, tiny details.
They've been in the oven for 8 minutes, so by the time they rest, unfortunately, they're going to be well done.
If Avery wants to become the youngest MasterChef Junior ever, this entree is gonna have to be the best entree she's ever cooked.
I worry the pressure has gotten to
You're
her.
seeing the inexperience of an 8-year-old at this point.
Ooh, looks like too much color.
This could be game over.
Next time,
This could make or break your dreams.
the biggest cooking competition in the world continues
Yeah, Kwani!
as the 3 best junior home cooks in America
Good job, Avery!
battle it out
Yeah, Benny!
over the final 2 courses.
Dang it.
But only one
Absolutely delicious.
will walk away
Kind of perfection.
with $100,000
Man, does it taste good.
and the MasterChef Junior title.
America's next MasterChef Junior is...
One potato, two potato.